All right, everybody, welcome in. New TSFS Frasiacs. What the hell is going on in the Sister Wives world? What is going on? Kody Brown has officially signed on to Special Forces, the Fox show that is in season 4. To be fair, I have never watched until season 4. This is going to be my very first year watching watching Special Forces. I'm live on TikTok. We are going to go to the TikTok lines. Welcome in, hit the hearts, hit the shares. Anybody who loves pop culture will enjoy this show. I do a daily pop culture pod where I keep you up to speed on all things going on the internet and reality television and my own brain in general. But this is huge breaking news. It almost seems as though after 19 seasons, isn't it a little late, that Sister Wives seems to be heading fully into the mainstream, the crossover, the mainstream. We're going to go through the theories this morning because there are many on why Kody Brown, why is Kody Brown joining Special Forces now? Is this kind of the end of Sister Wives? Now, we know we're getting a season 20, but I mean, is he now going to be joining the reality TV circuit? Because, honey, we got to keep the money coming. We got to keep the money coming. So fans have theories. They have theories that this is signaling the end of Sister Wives, and Kody is now doing reality TV. We're going to see more of him. We know Robin is much more shy in real life, doesn't really want to be on television. So is Kody doing this so he can keep Robin's doll collection going? They live in an over $2 million house. Or is this just simply amazing and strategic publicity for Sister Wives as it comes on? Now, this is also very interesting to me because we'll get into it, okay? Special Forces season 4 with Kody Brown, who, by the way, has received top billing for this show. Top billing. Like, there's Teresa Giudice, her daughter Gia, and like Kody Brown is like the next huge name. But this is also very interesting because the rumor has been that season 20 of Sister Wives is coming back in September. But would TLC air Sister Wives at the same time that Fox is airing Special Forces with Kody on it? Okay, we'll get into all that. Amy Bradley. If you have been watching Amy Bradley is Missing on Netflix, unbelievable documentary. We have new updates from her brother, Brad Bradley, who says that the family is getting all kinds of new tips, new information. I'll tell you what they are in her disappearance. And is the FBI back on the case? I would actually argue, is the FBI finally on the case? Because the FBI in this documentary didn't do crap. Didn't do crap. I mean, they have like no jurisdiction. They basically say, oh, yeah, once you're on a cruise ship and you're a mile out to sea, we have no authority anywhere in the world. So best of luck to you. But anyhow, Brad Bradley says that the FBI is back on the case. And then Todd Chrisley is addressing gay rumors. Was Todd Chrisley hooking up with his former business partner? Well, Todd is answering it all. Okay, you're all here for Sister Wives, so let's get right into it, and then we'll get to the Amy Bradley stuff, Todd Chrisley. We also apparently have a release date on the Vanderpump Rules reboot, so we will talk about that. So, Kody Brown, huge announcement yesterday. I actually first saw it on his Instagram, which he's not very active on, but he posted the video of Special Forces by Fox, and he said that he is joining the show, which airs September 25th. All kinds of fan theories. A lot of people are like, don't watch. People think Kody is toxic. A lot of people think this is the end of Sister Wives, and now he's starting to take other jobs because, as a lot of you have said on the TikTok lines, he needs the money for our girl Robin. She's got that $60,000 doll collection. People are saying, how is he possibly going to be able to be away from he and Robin's children for that long? I think for a check, he can, I think like if he ain't getting paid, I don't think he's going to be away from Rob Dog. But if he getting a check, I think Kody going to be just fine to sneak away. A lot of people are predicting that Kody Brown will be out like episode 1, episode 2. I don't know. I've never watched. So I'm assuming it's special forces, right? They're being this cast of reality TV people or internet stars are being put through various rigorous training, right? And then every week someone must be voted out. If you're on the TikTok lines and you've watched Special Forces, in like 2 sentences, can you tell us essentially the premise? Gigi says it's really hard. Tay says, I want him to last because they're brutal on him. Oh, what? Why visibility is restricted? Appeal. Let's see. This notice is unclear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So it's very hard. You quit. You don't get voted out. Okay. So some people think he's going to quit after like day 2. It's washed up. It's like military survivor. It's just like the military boot camp. I can't wait to see how he acts around other males. He's always so weird when he's around other men. I know. I think this show is going to be riveting. You have Johnny Manziel, the like disgraced NFL player. Excuse me. I cannot wait to see how he interacts with him. Jesse Smollett. We all know from like the hoax and all that situation. Jesse Smollett. What? Oh my God. You have to quit or you have to get medically discharged. And then what? Whoever's left at the end must win like a $250,000 prize or something? They can ask to leave. Okay. So very interesting. What show are we talking about? We are talking about Kody Brown joining the cast of Special Forces, which is out September 25th. So there are the fan theories. How is he going to be away from Robin and his children that long? A lot of people think he will be out day 1. He will want to get out. He will not want to participate. He can't interact with other men. A lot of people feel like this is the end of Sister Wives because now he's suddenly doing other TV shows. Also, by the way, Christine Brown Woolley's book drops 1st of September. Someone says, how will his kidneys handle this? He's going to interact with Brittany Cartwright from the Valley. Could she be becoming a sister wife? And then I guess my curiosity, I got to go to my TLC sources because my curiosity is TLC going to really air are they going to air a new season of Sister Wives while Kody is on Special Forces, which drops September 25th? So like, would they do it the same time? Maybe, because it's just great cross promotion. So we're still waiting on an official announcement from TLC when season 20 will drop. And we know that season 20 is filming because we've seen pictures with Mary, even recently, at her bed and breakfast filming. So there you have it. There you have it. Kody Brown. Let's do some other quick updates. Vanderpump Rules, the reboot. According to Google, and shout out to my friend and podcaster Ryan Bailey, who Googled this and hit AI, October 29th is when we are going to see the reboot of Vanderpump Rules. Are you going to be watching? Are you going to be watching? Vanderpump Rules reboot set for October 29th. So here we go. People are saying no, yes. It's a whole new cast, young cast, all at Sir, going back to its roots. And we are not going to have any of the original Vanderpump Rules cast a part of it. Not happening. All right, Amy Bradley. Amy Bradley is missing one of the best documentaries out right now, I think. Continues to get apparently millions and millions of streams. Well, Brad Bradley, everybody's obsessed with his name, like why his parents named him Brad Bradley, but they did, is all over TikTok. He's done some podcasts, and he says that now they've received thousands of new tips from around the world since Amy's mysterious 1998 disappearance. And that was featured on the documentary. Now that the Bradley family says new momentum is building in the decades-old case to Amy Bradley is Missing, which premiered last month on Netflix. Amy vanished without a trace during a family cruise, of course, aboard Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas over 25 years ago. And now Brad says that they have received thousands of tips. Information is pouring in from Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, South Africa, and the UK. Now, interestingly enough, not a lot of tips are coming in from the Caribbean. So do we believe this? He says people are sending photos of women who resemble Amy, Brad says, adding that despite the outpouring of support, none of the women pictured so far appear to be his sister. One person even shockingly claimed he purchased a sex act from a woman he believes was Amy, even describing her distinctive tattoos in detail. The family is currently trying to get in contact with that man. Another woman said she heard about someone who passed away in a hammock in Barbados last year who may have been Amy, but the age reportedly didn't match up. Other theories include ongoing sightings of Amy working at a car wash. Do we think this is true? Or being spotted in a restaurant? Brad says the family is chasing every single lead. I also believe if you follow Brad Bradley here on TikTok, I think they've set up a new GoFundMe because they are pursuing some of the leads, I think private investigators, all of that. And he has now confirmed that the FBI is still investigating the case and the family is working closely with a private investigator. So I'm sure they've got to pay for the private investigator. There you go. Kim Kardashian. Is Kim Kardashian getting involved in the Amy Bradley is missing case? Kim apparently is being asked to use her fame and influence to help locate Amy Bradley, with Amy's brother making a plea for help. Brad Bradley tells TMZ after Kim posted on her social media about the documentary, he reached out to her and asked for help and resources to track down his sister. Kim told her fans the doc was mind-blowing and a must-see. Also posted that we must find Amy. Brad fired off a TikTok direct message to Kim asking for her help raising awareness and possibly raising the issues with President Trump. And he even shared those messages with Kim Kardashian. Brad tells Kim the FBI agents in charge of Amy's case dropped the ball from day one and have been sitting on their hands for years. And he is hoping that Kim will get involved. But at this point, it does not look like Kim has responded or is getting involved. But good to see that Brad is recognizing that, yeah, it seems like the FBI completely dropped the ball. 100%. Leave your comments, by the way. Have you seen new theories? We're live on TikTok. Have you seen new theories about the Amy Bradley documentary that you want to share? Anything with Kody Brown, of course. Huge announcement this week that he has joined Fox's Special Forces. And, you know, people are betting on how long he is going to last on the show. Todd Chrisley is also doubling down on the fact that he is not gay and he did not hook up with his former business associate, Mark Braddock. You know, he's got a very popular podcast now, and he was recently a guest on Candy Burris's Speak On It podcast this week, and he says, let's just be very clear. If I had blanked him, if I had effed him once, he'd have come back for seconds, Todd says. This is why Todd Chrisley is one of a kind. So this is Todd's reasoning for if he really hooked up with his business partner or not. And he basically tells Candy Burris on the podcast that if he had effed him once, the guy would have come back for seconds. How do we know he didn't come back for seconds? Because I believe Mark Braddock testified under oath that they had like an ongoing affair. He said it was quote, he said it was a one-time thing, thinks it was an experiment. You ain't experimenting on shit. You know what you're doing. I don't need to experiment giving. He's describing like a love act. If I wanted to give HEAD, I'd give HEAD, Todd says. Mark Braddock says that it was basically a one-time hookup between the two, and Todd is denying that. This isn't the first time that Todd has denied the allegations. Quote, what insulted me the most is that out of all these 54 years for me to finally be accused of being with a man, it would be someone who looked like Mark Braddock. I will say, like Todd to me is such a criminal, but I will say he is funny. People are saying, oh my God, Todd is definitely gay. I love Todd, but come on, you are totally gay. Todd is so funny. Kathy says, I love Todd. Todd's a personality for sure, but do I think he's a criminal? Yes. And do I think that Julie looks like an absolute prisoner who would love to get away from Todd? Yes, I do. 100%. But Mark Braddock's picture is coming back up. He's the business partner that testified in their trial and helped put the Chrisleys behind bars. Braddock first made claims publicly in May of 2022 while testifying under oath in Todd and Julie's federal trial, alleging that Todd cheated on Julie with him, and they paid off a blackmailer to keep the affair a complete secret. He added, "Let me tell you something. I could understand if you'd have had sex with me. It would make you crazy. I get that," Todd says. "There have been many who have been dignitized by your daddy here, Todd." This man is so good. Do we think Todd Chrisley is that good in bed? I'm sorry. Todd thinks people are dignitized by him. Oh my God. Todd says that if the rumors had been that he had hooked up with a man like George Clooney or Brad Pitt, he would be less embarrassed and less defensive about the accusations. Okay, so that's not really a denial that you're gay. It's just basically you don't find Mark Braddock attractive. Oh my God. Anyway, you're going to be getting a lot more of the Chrisleys, of course. As you know, they are coming back to TV. They have a podcast. They are full back in it. And if you're a fan, you know, you're going to be getting more. I don't want to watch and support them, but I'm sure I will end up probably watching and supporting them. Just so I can hate on it is probably my number one reason. Oh, Todd Chrisley is a hoot. You think Todd is a criminal? Yes, I do. I think Todd absolutely did not file his taxes for multiple years, and I think that he forged documents to get loans from banks. Wait, Nikki, the question is, you think that was completely made up? You think that the state of Georgia made up all that about Todd? I mean, come on. That is so crazy. Sorry, I just cannot get behind that in any way, shape, or form. I think there's more to the story for the Chrisleys, especially since one of the prosecutors got fired. Nikki says, yeah, a little bit. She thinks that the state of Georgia got it headed out for them. I guess here's the thing. What would be the point? I mean, I know why they threw the book at Todd and Julie, which was to make an example out of celebrities, which is a warning to people who are not celebrities to basically go, look, if you do this, this is what happened to them. This is what's going to happen to you. I just don't know why prosecutors would just make this whole thing up and target Todd and Julie out of nowhere. I think they were investigating them on and off for a very long time. But every time I talk about this, I get messages from you guys, and you guys are like, do a deep dive, you have to do more research. They're innocent. I'm working on it. When I'm not going to be watching Special Forces on Fox September 25th, I will 100% be doing research on the Chrisleys. Full week of shows. I wanted to jump on, do a quick update on this Kody Brown story, because a lot of people, there's just so much going on in the TLC world. There's a lot of talk about that, what it means for the future of Sister Wives, but we know we're getting that season 20. And then, has anybody else noticed here on TikTok that Poly Family are no longer, they have deactivated their account? Did anybody notice this? If you're like, Sarah, who's Poly Family? Poly Family did one season on TLC. It was a show where it was a closed quad, two couples that swapped. They hooked up. They all traded each other's beds. They had multiple kids. They didn't know who the daddy was of this one, of that one. And Taya, who's kind of one of the ringleaders of it and has been all over her social, came out this week to announce that they are not doing a season 2. They quit. They hated all the deep dives and people digging into their past. But now, today, when you go to try to find their Instagram and their TikTok, it seems to be completely gone and disabled. So this is interesting. Did they piss off the network? Were they supposed to do a season 2? And then they came out and did this video that essentially said, we're done with reality TV. They weren't supposed to do that. I don't know, but it's very interesting. Very, very interesting that their social media seem to be completely gone as of today. So I will keep you posted. I will stay on it. I don't know what's going on. Again, I don't know if that was something that the network made them take down. Not sure. But there you have it. Okay. Full week of shows for the rest of the week here on TSFS. David Yontef continues through the weekend. He joins us. Also have an astrologer who gives a reading On the Sister Wives, what does Kody's astrological sign say about him on Special Forces or his marriage with Robin? What about Christine Brown Woolley and her new book launch and her marriage to David Woolley? Well, we do have an astrologer, Haley's Comet, who's going to join the podcast on Sunday, so you can check out that episode. And of course, if you are listening to my show, I get messages from you guys all the time. How do I start a podcast? I have a podcast. It's not making the money I want. It's not growing. My Go Big podcasting courses are now over 6 months old. I have a code SUMMERFUN15 for you to get 15% off all 3 of my courses from Podcasting 101, which literally tells you how to plug in the microphone, get started. Then I have a 6-figure master plan, which is normally $900, but of course, less than that with the code SUMMERFUN15. You can email me with any questions that you have. The 6-figure master plan is the roadmap. If you were starting a podcast today, it is the course I would tell you to get because it literally shows you how to launch, how to market, how to utilize social media to grow your downloads, and how podcasters are making thousands of dollars a month. You need to know that. And if you have a podcast and you've been out for a couple years, you have a company selling you, do you know your CPM rate? Do you know what they should be selling you at and how much money you could potentially make if you have 10,000 downloads a month, 50,000? Maybe you're just starting out. Can you make money with a couple hundred downloads an episode? Absolutely. Absolutely. I show you all the ways. So go bigpodcasting.com and save the code SUMMERFUN15. All right. Had to jump on, had to talk about Kody Brown on Special Forces. You can always watch my shows too on YouTube and weigh in what you think this means for the future of Sister Wives and how well you think he's going to do on Special Forces. At least in the promo picture that they put up of him, the guy looks jacked. He looks like he worked out for this. He does, doesn't he? He looks pretty good. The hair's blown back. He looks a little tan. And he's got top billing on the show. Bigger than Johnny Manziel, the NFL guys. Bigger than Jussie Smollett. I mean, just seeing him interact with Jussie Smollett and Brittany Cartwright. Pink Star is saying, how well is Kody possibly going to do? He couldn't even change a tire. People are saying, oh my God, I'm obsessed with you guys on the TikTok lines. People are saying Kody Brown looks like he's AI generated in his picture. It's completely Photoshop, says it's me, Jay-Z. People are saying, what show are you talking about? If you're just joining my TikTok, Special Forces on Fox has signed on Kody Brown for season 4. Hey, what a mess. What's going on with Kody now? He's joined Special Forces. He's one of the top billers on that show. So there you have it. Okay, you guys, thank you for listening and subscribing to TSFS. Bye, everybody.